Talkopolis programming is sponsored in part by Dev Digital Innovative Software Solutions, the Centre for Advanced Dentistry, now serving the Greater Nashville area. Hey guys, welcome to Serious Startups. I'm Kane Harrison. This is where we explore the nuts and bolts of successful entrepreneurship, and we are joined by our wonderful panel, Monica Selby, Dave Ledgerwood. Welcome back,
here.
gang. First of all, I want to just quickly talk about something, the fact that I've got a Juiced Nashville container right here. Did you notice that?
You look super healthy.
Looks super healthy.
Oh, and it's local.
It's carrot. I heart
Juice
carrot.
Nashville.
The reason, I love Juice Nashville, but I just want to bring this up because if there are any local businesses out there who would look to support Serious Startups, this is the sort of thing we can do. Product placement, some logos. You can see Serious Startups along the front. We can stick you there. So if you're interested, contact us and we'll definitely get you guys on the show. Now, let's get on with it. We're going to talk about the Next Awards, which are a pretty big thing in Nashville, been around for a couple of years, a bunch of different categories, but let's just showcase one team that you're working with, Monica, and we'll talk about them, and then we'll talk about how we kind of feel about awards and things like that.
Sure. Well, I'm actually going to hijack your question just a tad and mention that Talkopolis, well, I'm being nice to you now, so I'm going to mention that Talkopolis
Doesn't happen very often. You should take it.
Is one of the finalists for the Next Awards this year, and so that's really awesome and exciting.
It is. It's awesome for you guys
and
too.
Very, very, very well deserved. If y'all need to, those of you that are watching, research more about Talkopolis because they're way more than just what you see right here.
What you see ain't what you get.
That's right.
They got nominated right after we started this. I don't know what.
I don't know how that's connected or anything, but
the large packet of money that turned up on everyone's doorstep, the threatened with baseball bats in the car park, something.
Hey,
like.
we all know how it works. It's fine. But no, besides Talkopolis, which is a great company that I do love working with, I also want to talk about the girls at What's Hubbin'. They're up for Entrepreneur of the Year, Young Entrepreneur of the Year. And they are amazing. It's Channing Moreland and Mackenzie Stokel. And they are students, and they are just killing it, to use our secret
They're
word.
killing it. Oh.
From the girl who hates using the word
I
killing
do.
it.
But
Killing it.
these girls really are. And when I met with them the first time, I told them, girls, I probably shouldn't say this on TV where people are going to see it, but I told them, girls, I don't really love your idea. I think that there's a lot of holes, and I'm not so sure that the market is as big as you think it is. But the two of you are so awesome that as far as I'm concerned, everything I have, network, advice, expertise, anything I can give you is yours because these girls are so awesome.
Well,
they are just on top of it. They are smart. They know what to do, and they just go out and get it done.
I think it's cool. I think the other part of this that I think is really cool is that they are under the guidance also of Dr. Jeff Cornwell, who has a big, part of Talkopolis in his heart, has entrepreneurial mind, but such a great guy to have in town for so many of these younger people. And look, he's even, been so helpful to me and,
Me as well.
A bunch of people.
Yeah.
So he's great. So the girls are under some fantastic guidance.
Right.
But, so
definitely more
just
Dr. Cornwall than me, but
Yeah, come on.
absolutely.
Now,
I'm
just-
happy to help.
But just tell us, I know you said that you didn't quite agree with their business, but that happens plenty and it can still be a success. So
Sure.
talk about their business just a little bit.
So What's Hubbin' is essentially the Yelp for live music. And so they're going to personalize event discovery. So for example, Friday night, you'll hop on the website or the app, tell it what kind of mood you're in, and it's going to know you. It's going to know what you've done before because the proprietary algorithm behind the scenes has figured you out. You tell it what kind of mood you're in. I know it's scary. I know, but in a Google world, everything's
So
scary.
it goes, you're in a bad mood. No, you're in a good mood.
Yeah,
You have
right.
to check your mood ring first.
Exactly. Actually, that should be the design, right? A mood ring. Of course, I don't even know they know what mood rings are, but whatever.
Right, that's true. That
Yeah,
probably
I
didn't
can
exist.
see this being the start of many relationship breakups,
Right,
by the way.
Right.
Can you assign a mood to your date?
Right. You probably shouldn't do
I need
that.
a really bitchy band.
That's a good way to not end the night well.
Right. It's viral.
Exactly.
So anyway, they hook you up with the live event, the live event that you want for the evening.
I think it's cool that I'm just going to look at my phone, so excuse me for the people at home, but there's a bunch of categories. There's technology, digital media and entertainment, healthcare, social enterprise, product and service, Entrepreneurial Partner of the Year, Youth Entrepreneur of the Year, Entrepreneur of the Year. So, I mean, they're covering all bases here. They go basically right from, digital, like Southern Kitchen, I think, was nominated, or was a past winner last year. So they go across the board, product services, tech, entrepreneurs. I think one standout for me, Flow Thinkery, obviously, who's kind of become a big name in town under the guidance of Mark Montgomery, split off into a bunch of different businesses underneath that, and now moving from where they are in their downtown location to another location in kind of like a big warehouse hub where it's kind of like the entrepreneur center, but not.
But
sort of where you
not.
can go and do a bunch of cool stuff, and Mark's a great guy, great supporter of Talkopolis as well. Any other standouts for you guys this year as nominees?
Well, I see, what I love to see is the companies I do business with, so Bernard Health, they're awesome. I call them, I get insurance. It's like bang, right on the phone, no problem. Envision Heart from Jumpstart Foundry, Change Healthcare, and even like down to, I like the products and services. This is great that we're honoring companies like Sixth Man Movers. That's a very functional, important business. They moved my stuff, and they didn't break it. My glass whiteboards that cost $800, they didn't break them. So those things are important. And Avenue Bank, I have a really low checking account number. I started with them way back in the day. They've grown gangbusters. They take really good care of you. So I love seeing it.
Story. I mean, especially
it's a Nashville bank.
Starting in 2008. I mean, raised money in 2008.
Raised a bunch of money
for a bank.
Yeah.
I mean, just completely weird. We've had those guys on Entrepreneurial Mind. Great story. If you want to check that out, check out Entrepreneurial Mind.
I love seeing Oz Arts. Tim and his dad doing the stuff.
That's really cool too.
It's fantastic. If you haven't been to Oz, fantastic venue, totally cool place, and they do some really, really good shows there. So
cigars.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there might be some cigars there, but I don't know if we're
I certainly enjoyed a cigar when I was out there. It was brilliant. Let's talk about, it's fantastic we're talking about this. Wonderful Talkopolis is nominated. I want to get your guys' opinion on what you think about these types of awards in cities like Nashville, for starters, and then perhaps I can give you a bit of a spin on how we think it may or may not help us. So if you guys want to talk about that.
Sure.
Well, to be honest, I think that awards like this and all the events that we go to, the fact that there's the EC and Flow Thinkery, and then I know of 15 other co-working spaces.
The Journal, the Chamber. I mean, there's all these things always competing.
I feel like it's probably evidence of a bubble, and I think that how we in Nashville choose to handle the bubble will be interesting to see. But I think that, and I've heard this from my friends in the Valley too, that when there's 5 events you can choose from on any night, 7 days a week, it is reminiscent of 99, early 2000 before the bubble burst. And so I think
it could be like a leading indicator of how many award shows there are.
A leading indicator, and I think that that's probably a fair assessment. Like, it's a leading indicator that this is blowing up, and how much is it blowing up, and is it going to blow up in our faces?
I think it's a question of, like, the award givers need to be careful managers of the award sort of genre, right? You know what I mean? Like, you have to do this well, and they have to be different and thoughtful, and you can't have an award for everything, because then it's like getting a trophy for finishing 7th. Right. It's just not, it doesn't mean anything anymore. At the same time, from a PR perspective, who doesn't want to win? So it serves a purpose. I was in the first 40 under 40 for the Journal, and now that's a thing they do every year, and it's really cool, and I'm glad that I have that on my resume. So they get saturated, but at the same time, maybe it serves everyone's interests. If it's a business model that allows media organizations to pay for themselves, and it allows people to get good PR, and we're all just kind of going, hey, it's our little version of the Inc. 500, which is a huge moneymaker, and maybe that's just okay, but we just kind of keep the truth over here.
I will say this is actually something I thought about a lot as a startup event planner, is the fact that there's 15 tech conferences, any given weekend. That's okay. I think it's a leading indicator that we are in a bubble. At what point of the bubble we're in is up for debate, but I think we're in a bubble. But that's okay. Like, let's ride the bubble and let's figure out. And so I feel like you're right. The award shows might be a leading indicator, or awards or that kind of thing, the explosion of that. However, those of you that are nominated would be very smart to use that while it's here.
Well, I think that is
to grow.
Absolutely the key point. And just to Ledge coughing and spluttering over there, he's incredibly sick, and this is why these two aren't sitting close.
I'm trying desperately to stay far away.
Would. But I think one thing is that you kind of pitch yourself against your peers in a way. Now, I know it sounds strange, but next is ran by Nashville Chamber of Commerce and the EC, and it's at a gala dinner at the War Memorial. I mean, pretty
That's
fancy
cool.
smancy so far,
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah.
So then I think, okay, fantastic for Tokopoulos. Let's look at some past winners. And like I say, Flow with Mark Montgomery, some of the other that are listed there, fantastic businesses. Second part, I look at, okay, so what's this year look like? And Ledge, you know, just listed through a bunch of businesses that he respects and uses, so they must be good to begin with.
Sure.
So I'm super glad that Tokopoulos sort of pitches in there as well. So I think the type of awards that you're involved in, you know, you can sort of get a feel for what those awards are like by the businesses that have won.
Well, who are your peers?
Right.
That's true.
Yeah. So who are you like?
I mean, so, and you, to the whole bubble, Tokopoulos, we're in such a bubble, like most startups are, because you're so frantic in doing all these different things, wearing these hats. So it's kind of nice to go, hey, so someone's been watching us, someone's paying attention to what we're kind of doing, except for you wonderful people at home, which is also nice. Now, the last part I'll say about it is that from an investment standpoint, like you say, it's kind of nice to have that little something against, you know, and so someone from an investment standpoint or you know, some of the equity firms around town think, you know what, I'll just check out who won last year, or I'll just check out who the finalists are in the next awards because I think that that's a good place to start. Then why not? I mean, it's cool too. So kind of take it as it is, I think. And it's like the Grammys. You don't make money from winning the Grammys, but you sell a shitload of albums afterwards.
Right.
So if it means that your startup gets enough recognition for people to start paying a little bit more attention to it, take it as it is.
I think as long as we don't
take it and run with it.
As long as we don't delude the thing so that people don't feel like they want to hold the award up.
Right.
You know?
I think so.
Because they're going to start to be awards that you're like, another thing, and I don't even want to go.
Yeah.
And so it needs to be rare enough that it's still valuable.
Hey, I don't want to win the startup award. I want to win
Right.
the I've made it award.
Right.
Right.
I mean,
Exactly.
Right.
It's just a recognition, I think, of
You know,
just you're on the right path.
Like the profitability award. Would be
Exactly.
Yeah,
great.
right.
Yeah,
Right.
a pay the bills award.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be a great award to win.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd be interested for anyone who's watching this outside of Nashville to kind of let us know if you've even heard of these awards. Is there a focus on you know, Nashville from outside, and kind of what awards are surrounded in your cities, and you know what awards perhaps do you hold to be the highest in regard? Be really interesting.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So what else?
I also want to mention, you were listing all the entrepreneurs and businesses, and I just want to mention Turner Nash too at IDS.
Yes.
They have some amazing stuff going on over there, and we'll just leave it at that. There's some amazing stuff that IDS is going to be announcing really soon.
It's cool when there are people on here that you know that a lot of people haven't maybe heard of, and they're just doing some crazy work. Also, Ro Frazier is up against him, and Ro and Cicada. When I walked into this place, like, this is in Nashville, like, what the hell? How did I miss this for so many years? And they're just growing gangbusters in the intelligent e-discovery software space, you know. So there's all kinds of neat stuff. And I was looking at it and say, well, at least I hang out with 3 out of the 5 entrepreneurs of the year, you know. But I mean, that means there's 40% of the market that I don't even know, and I've been trying to be smart in this space for a long time. So I take that away from it, that there are always cool people to meet, and our city's not huge, but it's big enough. And Nashville is just like that, where it's, you know, you can know 3 or 4 people in the coffee shop, but who are the other 40?
Right.
I think that's actually one of my favorite things about Nashville is that every time I turn around, there's something new and legitimate and exciting going on that's been going on, and I'm just now discovering it.
It's like, how did I not know about this? Like, I try to stay in the know and I don't know.
Right.
So
And that's
cool.
super exciting. That means Nashville's doing some really great things.
City on the move.
Which is fun to see.
It's
fun
super
to be a part
cool.
of.
Well, we're going to try and showcase a couple of other businesses as we move towards the next awards, because they are kind of a big deal here in town. But make sure you follow us, guys, and you can get us at Serious Startups to join the discussion. Make sure you contact Ledge and also Monica, and don't forget John Maddox, who pops in from time and again at
He'll
Serious
be back
Startups.
soon. He'll be back
We'd love to see his smiling face. But we'll see you next time on Serious Startups.